I have tested quite a few automatic litter boxes, and I gotta tell you, once you go to an automatic box, you are never going back. These truly are game changers, and I don't use that term often. Now, HomerunPET just gifted me their automatic litter box, and this is a step above every other box I have tested, and I cannot wait to put this to the test. So let's unbox it and check out all the features and then see how my cats handle the HomerunPET automatic litter box. Now to start off with, this is the CS106. I am sure they'll come out with more iterations over time. And to unbox this, the first thing I need to do is take off these pieces, and then the entire top just lifts right off. It is a gigantic box, so I am assuming there is a lot of packaging in here. Let's go. Now here's how it comes right out of the box. As you can see, there's a lot of tape, there's styrofoam, but it's pretty much ready to go out of the box. I just have to take all the tape and styrofoam off. It has just a couple extra pieces that come outside of the box. The first thing I'm noticing is that it has these really nice handles on both sides, easy to hold on to, and it does have raised feet as well, and it's easy to slide around. It does not have wheels or anything like that, and it is huge. So even with these handles, this is not something you're going to want to move around very often, but you can. And the first piece I want to take off is this upper cover. Once you get all the tape off, it should pop right off. This is a really nice, solid piece, and I love this design for litter boxes. It's one of the few designs where this never closes. Everything goes through a chute into the trash bin on the side, so you never have to worry about your cat ever even getting pinched, even though these have a lot of safety features as well. I love that about this. And then underneath this cover, you have a couple things going on here. First, you have this red lever. You can undo that, and now this entire drum can be lifted out, which I'll do in a second. But then this piece right here is so cool, and it's the first time I've ever seen this feature. It has a red button on the side, so I can pop it right out. And this is to put clean litter in, as this litter box will actually refill the drum with clean litter as it's emptying. Now, as you can see, this is not gigantic. It's not going to fully refill the drum. It's meant to do refills as dirty litter is being pulled out. So it's just kind of those small exchanges to keep it where it needs to be. And this just pops open, very easy to add and really clean overall. This is where the litter is going to shoot out into the drum, and it has a spout on the side here. And then this whole piece just locks right back into place, like so. And then on top of all of that, underneath this is actually where the dirty litter gets dumped into the dirty litter bin. Let me show you this close up. Now here's what you see when you look down. This is the chute where the clean litter can go back into the drum. And then this is the main chute, and that is where the dirty litter will go down into the trash bin. So that is what you're looking at right there. And here's the clean litter dispenser. It has this silicone front. It looks like this can be removed so you can clean it. Yes, you can. And then on the top, it just pops open. Nice clean cavity. And this just pops right into place like that. And before I take this drum off, I'm gonna open up this trash bin right here. It opens so smoothly. I love that. So many are actually hard to open and close. This is really nice. And when you open it up, it is a very, very large capacity trash bin right here. So now let's check out this drum. Since I have it unlocked right here, I should be able to just pull it right up. Yep. This drum is enormous. That is more space than I've ever seen in a box before. There is so much space to work with here. You can see the chute that it'll shoot down for dirty litter. And on the side here, it's completely protected, but this is where the clean litter will come out. There's no way for a cat to get pinched with that, with the way it's designed. Very simple. And then in the back, you have the litter catch. So when it spins, all the clean litter will go through this and the dirty litter will spin up. And this right here, you can remove this flap and you can replace it with this small hole filter as well. It really depends on what litter you're using. I would recommend this more if you're using a clay litter. I personally will stick with that's already in there. I use World's Best cat litter. It's a corn-based litter, and the larger size will be better for it. And when it comes to figuring out which filter is best for your litter, I wouldn't really go by specific recommendations as much as I would just try them out and see which one works best. Worst case scenario is going to be catching too much clean litter or not catching the dirty litter. So you just adapt. These just pop right in. And here is the smaller one. It's not that much smaller. I might actually switch to this one, as I do think that might be better for my litter, but I'm going to stick with the one that's already in there as I recommended, as I really think that's the easier way to go. And usually the one that comes in the drum is the one that works with most litters. And I am so thrilled with how large this drum is. This is going to be very inviting to my cats. For reference, both of my cats have been healthy sized at 16 to 17 pounds. I have very big cats. They are lighter now. They've been on a diet. One actually has some health issues. We're trying to get him to gain weight, but I do know that big cats are going to need bigger drums, and this is a really nice size drum. Now it does have one more piece here that's attached with tape, so let me take this off. And this right here has clips on both sides and can just pop right out. Now when you take the styrofoam out, you will see that the drum is on wheels and it has this opening below. I'm going to put this back on. Put on the lid. And then I'm going to take the sticker off here, and I will be going over these buttons shortly and testing the app. But let's see what more accessories come with this. So that's all in this bottom drawer here. Inside it does have the poop bags, the sandbags, and the power adapter. And then it also has this massive roll of tape and this clear plastic sticker. I don't know what these are for. Now, after reading this, I now understand that this sandbag and bin is used to catch any litter that might fall out of the drum while it's spinning. And that is actually pretty smart, as I have a few other litter boxes that have this same design, and some litter does catch underneath them. So that is nice and simple. And I love these bags. Some of the automatic boxes have very custom bags that you could never find another bag to work with, as they have special hooks. Now, ideally, you will always get the HomerunPET bags, as these are specifically designed for these drawers. But as you can see, if you just got a trash bag that had this circumference at the top, it would fit in this drawer and you could make it work. I think there's something really nice about litter bins that actually give you some options depending on where you are. If you can't get access to the bags, life gets in the way, you can make it work. And now the sandbag drawer is ready to go. And then I just push this in, really easy to do, and then put on the top. And that'll hold it into place so when litter falls into it, it doesn't fall off the sides. And then slide this in. And then all we have left is to plug it in. It has a nice, almost 6-foot power cord. It is a braided cord. That's really nice, just in case your cat is a chewer. Let's plug this in. Now, before I plug it in, I did just add a bunch of litter to it. It hasn't leveled yet since I just threw it in there. I tipped up the drum manually to pour that in. Really easy to do. And then right here, I filled this up as well. Not a problem. And the one thing I do appreciate is if you spill over this, it's mostly just going to go in the dirty bin below. And before I turn it on, there's one other thing I wanted to show you, is that on this side right here, you can actually twist this open and look all the way into the drum. It's a really nice shot to see just how large this drum is. As I said, it's huge. You could use this as a way to introduce your cats to the litter box when they're still new to it, but mostly I really love how this helps you clean the box. It's a much easier access point. It gives you more views. Now plugging in is on this back corner. Just put in the cord, hit the switch, and I can already see this screen lighting up. It's blinking red at me, probably because I have the cover off right here. So let me put that on. And now the first thing it's going to do is reset, and it's showing a lot here. It's showing a lot of different messages on the LED screen. And there is actually a quick guide to tell you what all those mean. Not only what the icons mean, but also if there's any warnings, like it sees that a cat's near, it's automatically refilling litter, etc. Right now it's already spinning, so I'm going to catch that spin and show you what that looks like. As you can see, it's spinning straight upwards, and all of that litter is going to go into the litter catch in the back. It's going through the filter. So right now, if there was anything dirty in there, it would be being caught on that filter. And now it's continuing to spin. You can see that's spinning almost all the way backwards now. And now if there was any dirty litter on that, it would be falling down to the chute right here. And then when it spins all the way back, it would go through the chute into the dirty litter bin. Now it does take a little bit for it to level, as you can see on this quick fast forward section I just went through. And at the end it goes back and forth a couple times, and that's just to make sure the litter is fully level for the cat. I still can't get over how big and inviting this drum is. That's great. As soon as it stops, I'm going to set up the app. Now to download the HomerunPET app, it has a QR code in the manual, or you can look up HomerunPET, and you have the option of signing up with phone or email. I'm on email, so I'm going to enter my email address, and it will automatically create an account for me if my email address doesn't match an account already. And now I am successfully in HomerunPET. And the first thing it asks me is if I want to connect the cat litter box. Yes, I do. And it's going to ask me for my Wi-Fi password. There are a couple key things here. First off, you definitely want to give it a Wi-Fi password, as this means you can check on how your litter box is doing and control it when not at home. But the other key piece here is that it says it needs a 2.4 gigahertz wireless network. This is very common for smart devices, but a lot of us only have 5 gigahertz network, so make sure you have one that'll work for this. In our home, our router allows us to have both, but that's not always the case. Now it's asking me where I want to put it. I'll have it in my living room, and it has a night mode. So in the evenings, you can have it not run. This is really nice if you have a small home or an apartment and you're going to hear this while you're sleeping, but I don't, so I'm gonna leave night mode off. And I love that it has kitten protection mode. This means that if you have kittens, it's not going to do any of the automatic cleanings. It will only run when you manually have it run, which means you're there watching it. This is really important with kittens, just to make sure that there's no risk at all. Like I said, there is no way for a cat to be pinched in this. It's designed very smartly that way, but a kitten might not be smart enough to know what to do, and because they're so light, it's not going to auto stop for a kitten if the kitten gets in and it doesn't detect motion. And then it has all the litter options. I don't have any of these. Mine's closest to tofu cat litter, but I actually have another cat litter. So I use, like I said, World's Best. And then I can select whether or not it's going to automatically replenish my litter. I definitely want it to do that, so I'm going to say auto replenish. And now my setup is complete. It definitely wants you to make sure this is on a hard surface. You need to have some space so it can spin. And that door frame really is just a door frame. And I do like that you can remove that, as that does make it easier to clean. And I already filled it with litter, but it does let you have it aim upwards to manually pour it into the middle bin. Since I already did that, it's ready to go. And here we are. Now I am in it, and now I can see all of the options. I have a child lock, and obviously child lock is just gonna make all the buttons on the front of it not work. And I can also immediately go into night mode, so now it's not gonna run or have any lights on in case you're sleeping. It will track how many times my cats visit and for how long. It's letting me know how much litter is in there and if there's enough in the supplement litter bin. And I really like that when you go into each section, it has videos. It makes it really easy to troubleshoot and see what you're supposed to do. And then at the bottom, I have refill cat litter or clean. So if I hit refill cat litter, it's going to use some from the side bin, and I can ask it to do portions. I'm assuming since this is the first time I've ever run it, it probably needs a little more. So I'm gonna run 2 portions, as I'm pretty sure that whole section where the litter needs to shoot through the chute has not filled up with litter yet. So I'm gonna do 2 portions and see how this goes. And you can see the litter coming out into the drum. That is so cool. Quite a new feature. And I told it to fill with 2 portions, and it looks like it really is giving me 2 portions, so I did not need to run 2. That's a fair amount of litter coming out of that. And now it's going to re-level that litter. And if I put my hand in front of it, it immediately stops and says cat. So it definitely knows when there is a cat around. That is so cool. Now it just refilled the cat litter and did a full cleaning because I pressed clean in the process of waiting for it to go. So yeah, if you hit clean on this, it will do a manual clean. If I hit the top button in the corner, it's going to take me to settings. And in settings, you can turn on and off kitten protect mode. You can control the auto clean, and I specifically like that you can control when it cleans after a cat uses it. You usually want it to be a little bit after your cat uses it so the litter has time to clump and you're not scaring your cat. I prefer 4 minutes. The default it had set was 30 minutes, which is too long for me as one of my cats doesn't cover anything, so that would make for a very smelly room. I can also schedule a cleaning, so if I wanted to just have it run on a schedule instead of having it auto clean, I could do that. Then I have the litter replenish mode, so I can choose whether or not it auto replenishes, how sensitive it is, and so I can choose how much more litter will go in each time. I have it on low. I can change my litter type over time. Then we have night mode. I can turn on and off night mode and that child lock setting. Obviously those both are shortcuts on the front page as well. And then it has the waste bin monitor, and this is going to track how much waste is in the bin before it notifies me. I think I'd actually want to have this notify me when it's getting full but not too full, just so I have some time to get to it. And then it can control the pet detection sensitivity. This is great because right now if I put my hand here, it immediately notices there's a cat. But let's say you had a really small cat and you want it to be more sensitive, or let's say this is in a room where a lot of people are going by all the time and you're not too worried, you could have it be low. But I'm going to keep that at default. This is a really key safety feature as it'll stop any time it detects a pet, so keep that in mind if you change that. And that's it for the app. Pretty clean and straightforward. Now when you add cat litter, you do want to long press this button right here, and that's going to reset the weight sensor. So that's a really key piece before your cats use it, just so it knows how much your cats weigh, that it recognizes that more weight's coming in. Bottom button that looks like a broom is your clean button. It's going to have it run the full clean. This circular arrow button is your reset or pause button. So obviously I just had it reset the sensor, but if it's doing something I want to stop, I can just hit that button. This Wi-Fi button you'll probably never need to use, but that's to connect Wi-Fi in the start. And this is your child lock, and to lock or unlock the child lock from this screen, let's say you had child lock on and you don't have your phone on you and you want to use this, you would slide from the top down and now it has child lock on. And I can do the same thing again to turn off child lock. This is going to empty litter. That means it's going to face all the way down and empty all the litter in the bottom drawer. So that's what that's for. That's so cool. And while I don't want it to empty all the litter into that drawer right now, so I'm not going to press that button, I am going to press the top button so you can see the drum go all the way up. And yeah, it's just going to go straight up, and then it's going to stop and wait for me. This is the easiest way to fill these litter bins, is just like that. And so now I could fill it up, and then to have it go back down, I'm just going to hit reset, and now it's going to go back down into place. Now for first impressions, I am really impressed with this litter box. I wish they had added an odor control block somewhere in this. That is something I do think you can add yourself. As for its features, I am so impressed with the way it refills the litter. That's amazing. How large the dirty litter drawer is and how large this drum is fantastic, both to be more inviting for your cat and give you more time before you have to deal with this litter box. This is definitely designed for you to set up and forget about for at least a week. I imagine you could go a couple weeks with how this box is designed. And once I figured out what this bottom drawer is for, I love it so much. Not only is it going to catch any litter that just happens to spill outside the drum, for instance, when it's filling up litter from the side, but if you ever want to fully dump this drum, it will go all the way down and dump everything into this bottom litter drawer for a very easy and quick clean. And finally, for cleaning, it has so many additional features that I wish other boxes had, like being able to take off this front and being able to take off this side to really get in there and clean it. Overall, this is one impressive litter box, and I cannot wait to follow up on this video with a video of my cats using it. I definitely recommend the HomerunPET. This is one of the better automatic litter boxes I have tested, and its additional features have really impressed me.